The UNSC Infinity, easily humanity's greatest warship. 5.5 kilometers of enhanced technology, the greatest shipboard Mac ever seen, and of course an entire contingent of Spartans. However, we've known since before Infinite's release that something goes down with the ship and its status is unknown. So in today's video, we'll be answering the following question: what happened to the UNSC Infinity before and during the events of Halo Infinite? Alright, before we begin, today's video is brought to you by my friends over at Vite Ramen, who are releasing their version 3.0 flavors. I know you guys might be wondering, heck, didn't they just have version 1.2? Where's version 2? Listen, it was such a big change, they went right to 3.0, and I can't blame them. I've been testing some of these flavors. Let me just tell you that they are amazing. You guys probably already know about Vite Ramen, but if you don't, they're a really easy way to eat healthy and live an ordinary life. Compared to other ramen, it's low in sodium, it's got lots of bioavailable nutrients, and of course it's still delicious. As I mentioned at the beginning, version 3.0 of Vite Ramen has dropped. I'll put the patch notes down in the description. There you can get a full look at what's changed and everything that goes into making Vite Ramen noodles and flavors. I've also got a brand new Eckhart's Ladder landing page for Vite Ramen. I've got something very special in the works as well, but follow that link and you can get free chopsticks, spoons, and a sticker. Plus use code Eckhart's for 10% off. You'll be helping not only a great company out, but also me. Anyway, on with the content. Hey guys, this is Eckhart's Ladder. Hello and welcome to another video. So, the UNSC Infinity story is told in Halo Infinite largely through the prologue as well as various audio logs, especially the ones found at forward operating bases. The starting point is fairly simple. The UNSC, who were facing off against Cortana and the created, fashioned a tool which could be used to take down or, if necessary, delete Cortana, known as the weapon. The Infinity and its escort fleet traveled to Zeta Halo to deploy the weapon to retrieve Cortana if possible, and thus hopefully win against the Banished. As an aside, the UNSC Infinity was even more of an important ship at this point. The UNSC, as we learned throughout the campaign, was in tatters. Their headquarters at Sydney had been brutalized by a Guardian. Shipboard and station board AI were turning against themselves and scuttling their own vessels. So the Infinity was almost operating in its original role as a lifeboat for humanity. Anyway, the exact specifics of what happened when the Infinity arrived to Zeta Halo are a bit questionable. We know it was supposed to be Master Chief's mission to take the weapon down to Zeta Halo's surface, but it doesn't seem like that was the case. We see Chief get his ass beat by Atriox, so unless he made it down to the surface beforehand, which based on the audio logs doesn't seem to be the case, it's most likely that the weapon was brought to the surface by one of the other Spartans, where she stayed for 6 months as Chief was floating. Obviously, however, the mission did not go as planned, and that was because of the surprise appearance of the Banished. As we see in the prologue, the Infinity, upon approaching Zeta Halo, was ambushed by a handful of large Banished ships. Estrom actually refers to these specifically as the Banished Dreadnoughts, the ones you see flying over Zeta Halo. Several of these ships attacked the Infinity simultaneously from both sides, using their reinforced armor to ram the Infinity, which was probably a pretty unpleasant experience for the ship, but let's be honest, the Infinity had it coming. The Infinity wasn't alone either at the time of this attack. It was also being escorted by 6 Mulsane frigates, which were called the Advance Force. These two were most likely disabled or destroyed and can now be seen across the surface of the Banished planet, including the UNSC warship graveyard. And yeah, Advance Force does imply that there were more UNSC frigates, and I'm actually going to go out on a limb and guess that some of these are what we see in the multiplayer maps. And we actually got some more details about the circumstances of the big team battle maps where we have the frigates in today's cannon fodder. We also learn that the ships use what's known as a Bright Lance reflex laser, not, as I assumed, a Forerunner enhanced Mac. Anyway, back to the battle. It's revealed in both the prologues and the audio logs that the Infinity was not only attacked by the ships, but was also boarded en masse. The Spartans on board, including Master Chief and the Spartan Force, did their best to defend the ship, but in the end, Captain Lasky gave the order to abandon ship. Now, presumably Captain Lasky is okay. The audio logs actually deal largely with getting him to a lifeboat. I'm also going to assume that Halsey and others on board probably made it to safety. This is definitely sort of a Halo CE type of situation where Now they're stranded on the ring, and the survivors are having to try to regroup and whatnot. This time, however, you're starting to play 6 months after the event, which also makes me wonder. In Halo CE, the Pillar of Autumn survived, at least in some form. It's crashed to the ring's surface. Is it possible that the Infinity survived? I looked around the outside of Zeta Halo. I didn't see it. However, my guess is that the ship wasn't simply obliterated on impact. It's absolutely gigantic. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that at some point in Halo Infinite's long history of DLC, we'll probably end up visiting the crash site of Infinite either to retrieve some important piece of technology or even to begin repair efforts on the ship so humanity can leave the ring. Either way, one video game reviewer before Halo Infinite came out stated definitively that the ship was explosively destroyed or something at the beginning of the game. And yeah, it's definitely taken a beating. It may be beyond the ability for it to ever fly again, but I don't think it's gone forever. At least I don't think that it will never be seen or mentioned again in future Halo stories. If there is one ship that can get back up after being punched, it's the UNSC Infinity. Maybe the Spirit of Fire shows up and that ship is cannibalized to fix the Infinity, or they become a sort of super ship. That would be cool. But because I'm just rambling now, I know it's time to end this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks again to Vite Ramen for sponsoring today's video. Until next time, be safe, have a good one, try some noodles out, and may the Force be with you.